That's why I didn't care for. Well, that's not why, but one of the reasons I didn't like Glass Onion. Did you watch that?
I did see that. Yeah.
I
That,
love murder mysteries, and I liked Knives Out. I wasn't feeling it with Glass Onion.
it's. I feel like the cast was downgraded just a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not bad. It was more of a, even though Knives Out is a murder mystery, it's also a comedy, but this one was more so comedy than what the first one was.
And I feel like they lied to us to get the mystery over,
Yeah.
which I don't like. Like it's like I want like I watched I like all the Agatha Christie movies they're doing now.
Oh, love
Um
it.
yeah,
It's
I
so
saw
good.
I know A Haunting in Venice didn't get critical,
Yeah, I'm
praise,
like,
but
it was surprising it didn't.
yeah,
You know,
it was really good. And it was a change from the first two, which I liked.
right? And it had a horror aspect feel to it, which is great.
Right,
And then you see that, and then you watch Death on the Nile. It's like this is a totally different film.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I think all three of them are very different, and I love
Oh,
it. But they tie in well together. I love Poirot, the character. I like the guy playing him. Kenneth, is it Kenneth Branagh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah,
directs it too. I'm like, it's
hmm
got a lot on his plate. You
right.
know?
And he always has a good amount of stars in all films.
Yeah,
It was entertaining, but yeah, like that one, I figured out aspects of it, but I couldn't like I by the end I was still kind of surprised with some of it. Uh, not like with Glass Onion, it was like they completely lied and reshot scenes to show it's like, well, this is what was really happening. It's like
right.
it's from the same exact angle you showed last time, but now you added crap in the frame.
It's true. Yeah.
No! It's just dumb.
I just I don't know. I don't think Rian Johnson is a good filmmaker. I just
A-
I don't.
After how he butchered The Last Jedi, I don't trust him anymore with what he does. You know?
He he ended in the second film of a trilogy. He ended every single plot arc and character arc and just like completely crapped on everything, and then had a side plot of let's go to a casino planet and free animals.
Yeah, that was different. And then whatever he did at the end of that, J.J. Abrams just threw that out the window too.
Yeah, I and I like JJ. I like JJ Abrams more than most film critics, but um, I feel like he's limited, and he did well with the first one, and then by the third one he was like, all right, let's like we got to start something. And
Yeah.
he tried to undo as much as he could of what Rian Johnson did, and
Hmm.
then he's like, how do we wrap this up? Screw it. The Emperor.
Yeah. Which I didn't mind, but then it's like the, knowing that she's the granddaughter, I'm like, that's a
Mm.
cool story. But the showing of how she's the granddaughter, it's like just Kylo Ren's like, yeah, your granddaughter. I'm like, maybe have Palpatine say it at the end, and then it would have been a nice twist. You know,
Yeah. And
it's
then he's
just,
like, well, your parents were just randos that
yeah,
died and got buried in the desert.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
But you have both the light and the dark. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, but do you though? And
right,
they wasted Finn complete.
yeah.
I was more invested in Finn by the end of the first movie than any other character,
Oh,
and
same, yeah.
they ruined it.
Oh yeah.
I,
By
he
the
had
end of that one, they did.
he had no development in the third film. In the
No,
second film, his development I feel was negative.
it was because then it shifted to Oscar Isaac's character
Right.
of Poe Dameron, and it was like, oh, okay. And then BB-8 became a new R2D2 for
Yeah.
everybody.
And by the third film they were like, you know what, let's just not care about Finn. Like he's
Right.
there, but he's just kind of like he's tagging along.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see like the Easter eggs they did from the original films back in the 70s and 80s, and they put it into this new one. Like, Finn was the new Han Solo, and how he's just laying there and not doing it. It's like, okay, where are we going?
Right.
And then
Yep.
Rian Johnson is like, yeah, let's have Leia fly through space.
Oh my God. Yeah. Horrible CGI and
Yeah.
yeah, and I agree with the critics that say, they never once had Han, Luke, and Leia in a scene together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they've missed their chance. It'll never happen again.
That's true. And I didn't realize that until like after I saw and rewatched them. I was like, they don't share screen time at all
Nope.
when they should have.
And then just the scene that pisses me off the most is at the end, like the very last shot of the whole movie, like the whole trilogy, where they're like, they ask Rey what her name is, and she's like Skywalker, and I'm like, F off.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you see Luke and Leia, like, Force Ghost come in. I'm like, okay, nice touch, but then where can you go with it?
Yeah,
You
and I'm
know?
like, so you just like appropriate their name, and then I feel like Luke didn't even really like her all that much. He was just kind of like, well, you're here, and I need to teach somebody,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Even his character arc was wasted in the new ones.
he was just a curmudgeon-y old turd.
Yeah. He
Like,
just didn't like how he failed, and then Yoda shows up, and it's like, all right, what can
yeah,
happen?
like, dude, yeah, like Yoda was like marooned on a swamp planet for decades, and then you come along, and he's still like in higher spirits than you are, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And,
That's true.
and he watched the whole Jedi Order get slaughtered. Like,
Yeah,
you're okay, man.